Manny 702 and welcome to Las Vegas. Today I'm going to show you some of the top spots, some of the best things to do here on Fremont Street in downtown Las Vegas, and most of them are completely free. Fremont Street is a historic part of Vegas and it can be really fun to play and stay when you're here on vacation. There's definitely plenty to see and do here, so let's get started. First thing, of course, is to visit the Fremont Street experience. It's commonly referred to as Old Vegas or the original Strip because it was the first paved street in Las Vegas, and it's home to many of the city's earliest casinos. In 1994, Fremont Street closed to car traffic with the aim of drawing more tourists. This was in anticipation of a major project that aimed to convert the area from a small, simple town, Main Street kind of feel to a dazzling desert oasis. This is where you'll find the famous Viva Vision light show, which runs every hour from 6 p.m. until midnight. There are a ton of street performers, live music on every corner, and plenty of shops and restaurants, and of course the old school Vegas casinos and hotels. You'll never know what you're gonna run into here on Fremont Street. It's definitely a whole different vibe, especially at nighttime. Super lively. It can get really crowded during special events like holidays or when they have certain bands playing. We once saw Mighty Mighty Bosstones here play completely free. They have a sign here stating the times for certain shows. So 6 p.m. they play The Killers, 7 p.m. they've got Imagine Dragons. Actually, this sign says it goes all the way until 2 a.m. I think on the website it said midnight, but 2 a.m. makes a lot more sense. The screen itself plays 24/7, so you'll always see the LED screen doing something. It looks really, really cool now. They gave it a recent upgrade, but the show times start at 6 p.m. And while you're here on Fremont Street, you might want to check out some of the casinos. Fremont Street is home to some of the oldest and most iconic casinos in Las Vegas. The Golden Nugget, Binion's, and Four Queens, they are all worth checking out. But the Golden Gate Hotel and Casino is worth stopping by as it's the oldest hotel in Las Vegas. Opening its doors as Hotel Nevada in 1906, the Golden Gate is known for its vintage Vegas feel and historic charm. One of the most famous features of the casino is its original facade, which has been preserved since the 1920s. But once you go inside the Golden Gate, you'll see a small casino floor with a variety of games. One interesting fact about the Golden Gate is that it was the first casino in Las Vegas to offer the 24-hour shrimp cocktail. This tradition started in the 1950s and it's still, well, kind of going strong today. You can see more about that in my Fremont Cheap Eats video, but you can, to this day, stay here at the Golden Gate Casino in one of the original 10 rooms from 1906. I've definitely always wanted to stay in one of the original 10 rooms. It's not going to be a luxury stay, but I'm super into vintage Vegas, so definitely stay tuned. But there are some really cool vintage artifacts here that you can check out. This telephone here, 1907 Kellogg telephone, the sign says here. This was the very first installed in Las Vegas, which meant that the telephone number was number 1. Original change vest and dealer's tie circa 1960. Promotional whiskey bottles. It's so cool. Look at this one here. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, and then look at these. These are whiskey bottles that were left in the attic during the 1906 construction. That's pretty cool. And then we've got a photo here of the Golden Gate from 1906, and you can see the facade still looks similar to what you see on the outside on Fremont Street. Look at this girl just hanging out the window. Room and board costs just $1 a day. How insane. The old hotel ledger people used to sign when they would check in. What is this one? The original Nevada Hotel gaming ledger. Very, very cool. They have the cocktail waitresses and even the dealers, and I think at nighttime they have dancers and they still dress like the 1930s. It's a really fun resort if you're into Vegas nostalgia, Vegas, vintage Vegas. Fremont Street is also home to a lot of the world's largest. Not only do we have the world's largest video screen that runs about 5 blocks long, but also we have the world's largest keno board right here at the D. While not the world's largest bar, this is Nevada's largest indoor bar here at Circa Las Vegas. But you can find the world's largest sportsbook screen here at Circa. It's 3 stories tall and includes an overhanging bar at the very top level. And look at this massive screen. It doesn't even fit in my wide angle. Jeez, that's insane. But this also brings me to a spot that you have to pay to get in unless you're staying at the hotel or one of the sister properties. But here at Circa, they have Stadium Swim, which is a massive rooftop pool complex located on the 6th level of the Circa resort. So it's designed to feel like a sports stadium with multiple levels of seating and a huge LED screen broadcasting sports games and other events. And the pools are heated year-round. I have been wanting to do Stadium Swim since I got back to Las Vegas. So right now we've got the VGK in the playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs. So they do viewing parties here at Stadium Swim, and I would really, really love to come during the playoffs, so sometime soon we're gonna have to check it out. Then there is the Hand of Faith at the Golden Nugget, the largest golden nugget in the world that was found by a metal detector. The Hand of Faith weighs about 61 pounds. After its discovery, the golden nugget was sold to the casino in Las Vegas, which is displayed here in the casino's lobby, and it has been for many years. But the Hand of Faith is considered to be one of the most valuable and impressive golden nuggets ever found. I mean, we are here at the Golden Nugget. It just makes sense to have this on display right here on the casino floor. A little bit hidden. You gotta walk a little bit in. You gotta know where it is because it's in this random hallway. If you're looking for an adrenaline rush, the SlotZilla Zipline is a great option. You can choose between 2 different lines. The lower line is 7 stories up and it runs about 2 blocks down Fremont Street. And the higher one is about 11 stories high and it runs 5 blocks along, which is the full length of the Fremont Street experience. Both offer great views of Fremont Street and the surrounding areas, and they start at about $50 for the ride. I really want to do this at some point. I gotta find out what their rules are about filming, like if I get my GoPro to get on this so you guys can see what the experience is like too. It's not a Vegas trip without a little bit of gaming, but being here in downtown, you have to see the last remaining Sigma Derby machine here in Las Vegas at the D. Head upstairs from the world's largest Keno board into vintage Vegas here at the D. This about 35-year-old game was in most of the casinos, but now you'll find only one single remaining one at the D. I mean, you can see the newer style of this game around town, but this here is a track game that has 5 mechanical horses, and you place a bet on which one you believe will come in first and second. Here, your bet can only be made with quarters. It's definitely a novelty, and it draws a lot of people into this casino, but I never actually placed a bet. So 2 quarters on me. Oh look, they're off. You've got less than 30 seconds to bet. Look how incredibly slow it goes. This is hilarious. You've got to pick a combination. Oh God, I don't know. Let's do 2 and 5. So either 5 can be first place and 2 can be second place, or the other way around. I love how intensely slow they are going.
Or I'll take 2-4. Oh no.
Oh. Is that 2 and 5? 2 and 5. Hey. That's awesome. I have no idea how much I won, but I won that round. All right, let's try it one more time. Put in another quarter. 20 seconds to bet. All right, what are we gonna go with this time? 3 and 4. And they're off. Oh yeah, we're definitely not getting this round. Oh, you can just spend hours just sitting here betting on these slow horses. This is so cool. All right, so I hit collect, and then all my quarters from the first round came down. So let's see, we've got $1.75. And I started with 50 cents. Another must-do is check out the old school Vegas signs, like Vegas Vic here, who still hangs out on Fremont Street and has been since 1951. Vegas Vic quickly became a beloved icon in Las Vegas. His friendly, waving hand, I'm honestly not sure if it waves anymore, but at least it used to wave. His cowboy hat, it all made him a recognizable figure for tourists and locals. Then in addition to Vegas Vic, there's also a female counterpart known as Vegas Vicky, who was installed in the 1980s. Vegas Vicky is a 25-foot tall cowgirl that used to hang out by Glitter Gulch, but she moved right here inside of Circa where you can get a pretty close and fabulous picture. This whole area had recently just opened up. It used to be blocked up. You can only walk off to the sides before, but now look at this, open air and easy access to one of our next spots over at the Mob Museum, just a block away from Fremont Street. There are a couple of really cool museums around downtown, like the Neon Museum, but a very short walk from the Fremont experience is the Mob Museum. This museum is housed in a historic building that once was the courthouse and the post office here in Las Vegas, and it's been restored to its original 1933 Art Deco style. This exhibit covers topics related to organized crime, including the history of the mafia in America, and also famous gangsters like Al Capone, and the role of law enforcement in fighting organized crime. There are a lot of really cool interactive exhibits and a number of artifacts relating to organized crime, including like clothing and personal items that belong to famous gangsters. And you might come upon an actual speakeasy with some really good cocktails inside. I had to grab the password. We're going to go around the Mob Museum. You can access it if you go into the Mob Museum, but since we're not going in, we don't have a wristband or anything. We're not going to pay admission today, so I probably am putting in a couple of footage from when I did come a couple of years ago. This is such a fun experience. All right, I think I'm going the right way. Here's the trick if you want to come into the speakeasy, but you don't want to go into the museum, though I highly recommend the museum. You're gonna come across the barrel, head downstairs. Uh-oh. This is looking a little shady. I see the fit. And we had the password and we made it in. Here's the bar. The Underground at the Mob Museum. The Bee's Knees at $14. Moonshine Mayhem at $14. We got an old fashioned. Should we get something? I don't know. I've got a few places to take you guys. Oh, they also have shareables, so a couple of different bites like pretzels and artichoke dip and meatballs. Rotating flavors of fruit sorbet lightly infused with alcohol. The tables are by reservation, but you can also grab a seat at the bar. Saw these non-alcoholic drinks here, and they sound really, really good. Like the test pilot that has juniper berry, elderberry, cherry, and soda, but also the pineapple smash sounds really good. And it still came in a fancy little cocktail cup, so I don't feel super out of place in a speakeasy. Oh, that's good. I don't even know what juniper berry is. Juniper berry, but that was really freaking good. There's a painting here that will open up and take you into a whole separate area, which I believe is like VIP parties, a whole extra room. But this area in itself is definitely worth a visit. There's a lot of really cool artifacts, a lot of cool information just about Prohibition and that era. And I'm glad that we found out that you can actually go into the speakeasy without going into the museum. What a cool spot. A definite must visit if you're in town, especially if you're here in downtown. Making our way away from the experience, but still on Fremont Street in the blocks known as Fremont East. And you'll find some really great food spots, bars, nightclubs, and there's venues that we tend to frequent, including one of my favorite spots in town to grab a slice of pizza, Evil Pie. Downtown is just full of historic buildings and casinos, hotels. Like this one here, the El Cortez, one of my favorites. There's a little historic timeline right in front of the resort. 1941 was when it was constructed. It does have ties to the infamous Bugsy Siegel. Really cool spot. Really fun happy hour too. $6 margaritas. This is one of my go-to spots. When I'm down for a happy hour, I'm just down for a margarita. You will also find the Container Park in this area, which is a shopping, dining, and entertainment complex made up of over 40 repurposed shipping containers that have been stocked and arranged to create a unique and eco-friendly shopping experience. There are boutique shops, art galleries, and restaurants, as well as a children's playground and a performance stage for live music and entertainment. The complex also includes a 55-foot tall praying mantis sculpture that shoots flames from its antennas at night. And it's also kind of scary if it catches you off guard. It just shoots out of nowhere, and it's really loud and it's really frightening. I'm gonna end the must-dos on Fremont Street here at my favorite local watering hole, Atomic Liquors. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, you know that this is my favorite spot to grab a drink in Las Vegas. I've definitely done quite a few videos here, including a deeper dive into the history of this place, but I also had to note it as a top spot if I'm gonna do one here on Fremont Street. Atomic Liquors is a historic bar and lounge that first opened in 1952, and it's been a popular destination for locals and tourists ever since. The name Atomic Liquors comes from the bar's history as a popular viewing spot for the atomic bomb tests that were conducted at a nearby Nevada test site during the 1950s. The bar's rooftop patio provided a great view of the mushroom clouds that were created by the tests, and it quickly became a popular gathering spot for people who wanted to witness the historic event. This is a great spot to experience some of Vegas history and also grab a dang good drink like the Hunter's S Smash, which is similar to my favorite cocktail, the Whiskey Smash, so that's normally my go-to here. The bar still features many of its original elements, including the distinctive neon sign and its vintage decor. But they also have a really fantastic nitro cold brew coffee. No alcohol in this one, at least. Oh man, that hits the spot. I was dying for a coffee. It's getting hot out there. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe for more adventures in Las Vegas and the surrounding areas, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.